It's really bad, or is it? Before I start this video, trigger warning. This is going to trigger a lot of people as I break down this video. Is it really that bad? Or is it lack of discipline? Is it lack of understanding? Is it lack of knowing that everything cycles? When you understand that these markets are just your emotions, you play the game completely different. What you're experiencing, the psychological up and down, going back and forth, seeing influencers go from excitement to hopium to chaos to fear. You can see it in the actual content. That is lack of discipline. That's all it is. Wealth is built through discipline, consistency, done for a long enough period of time to access the new paradigm. So, number one, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Number two, you must invest with conviction. Conviction. If you don't understand what you're invested in, you shouldn't even put your foot in the water. Number three, it's time in the markets, not timing the market. And number four, buy when there's red and sell when there's green. All Warren Buffett models. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how it's amazing. It's not bad. It's going to be one of the greatest transfers of wealth in our living history. My channel is not about hype. It's not about hopium. It's not about price predictions. It's about being disciplined physically, spiritually, and financially. That's how winning is done. It doesn't matter if you have $10 or $1 million. I started when I lost everything and I finally got fed up. And I said, enough is enough. I stopped following price predictions, hopium, bullshit, and I got disciplined spiritually, physically, and financially. I built a pattern for my financial walk, my spiritual walk, and my physical walk. And I follow it every single day. When it's red, I buy. When it's green, I pull profits. And when I pull profits, I secure. And when I secure, I responsibly use leverage. And when I use leverage, I buy cash flow. And when I buy cash flow, I buy more assets because your job is to beat inflation. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how it's amazing. It's not bad. Your financial system is going to operate on a blockchain. Your financial system is going to have Bitcoin included in it. Your financial system is going to run on rails like XRP. Your financial system is going to be rewired from traditional finance, DeFi finance coming together. The public and private sector is going to come together. Trillions of dollars is going to run through these rails. And the people who understand what they're invested in, who study this, who hold the line, are going to transform their family's life. We did, and we're about to do it dramatically over the next 5 years. So let's dive right in. On the back end of every video, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and comment your comments down below because I do this every day. I'm bringing you the calm, the stoicism, the deep breath. This is how winning is done. This channel is about winning, winning for our family, spiritually, physically, and financially. On the back end, I don't gatekeep. I share with you exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get into the bullishness. Let's get excited. Come on. We got this. Take a deep breath, warriors. We are here for our families. We're here for our ecosystems. We got this. So latest, Cointelegraph posted this. The Basel Committee is rethinking its strict crypto rules as the regulated stablecoins surge and global banks push back. Guys, Bank of International Settlements is the bank of banks. Basel Committee is rethinking its strict crypto rules. And then I'm going to show you what's in the SEC's agenda for next year. Cointelegraph update. New OCC guidelines says U.S. banks may hold limited amounts of crypto as principal to cover gas fees, subject to existing risk of compliance rules. Guys, we went from literally anti-crypto to pro-crypto to how do we get involved? How are we going to regulate this? Waiting for the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, Stablecoin Act. But if you watch my video, I think it was on Tuesday where I break down what Trump is doing. He's dismantling the central bank. Okay. Bitcoin Magazine posted this just in. Senate Banking Chair Tim Scott said he aims to have committees vote on crypto market structure bills next month. Guys, it's their main priority, and the priority is all positive. This is all positive, extremely bullish. Okay. You got to be able to ride this volatility out. Remember, the big players are coming in. They are going to manipulate the shit out of this market to get better buy-in prices. Okay. Lock in. Breaking: New Hampshire approves and launches its first ever Bitcoin-backed municipal bond. The USA is embracing Bitcoin. We're going to continue on. Stuart Aldrey, the greatest chief legal officer in the world for Ripple. Crypto is becoming part of how Americans shop and gift. When we listen to consumers, we can make crypto work better for real and everyday needs. Guys, go take a look at the 2026 examination priorities for the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission. Do you want to know what's not in there? Is going after crypto. Do you know what's not in there? Is attacking crypto companies. You know what's not in there? Is making it very difficult for crypto companies to operate. That's not their priority. The SEC, the OCC, the White House is all pro crypto. Why? Because it's your new financial system. And imagine giving up. Have you ever seen that the meme? I don't know if it's a meme or a cartoon, right? There's a guy with a axe pick, right? And he's walking away. And it shows a picture of he's right there about to break through and he gives up. And the other guy is chipping away, right? That's what's going to happen to most people. So a couple rules here, okay? Let me bring you on my screen. Couple rules is do not, listen to me, do not leverage your crypto, okay? Don't leverage your crypto. Number one, never invest more than you can afford to lose, okay? Number two is understand what you're investing in with conviction. Don't panic sell. Buy when it's red. Pull profits when it's green. Get your initial investment out. Changes the whole energy around money. Okay. Before I pop in and tell you guys exactly what I'm doing, okay, I want to share with you, this is selling out really fast, guys. So we made the public announcement on Monday. It is selling very, very quickly, okay? So if it does sell out for the in-person, we also have the online. This is my Revolutionary Freedom Conference. It's on February 6th here at my headquarters. You get to see my studio. You get to see our own conference center. We have our own ecosystem and conference center here. This is a very intimate event, guys. It sells out very quickly. So this is my speaker lineup. We got Gonzo. You guys know Gonzo. We got May. We got Coach JV. That's me. We got Jeremy, the CFO. That is our financial wizard for our company. We got Jackie, the head of crypto, and you guys all know Johnny Crypto. So May is the CEO of our company. She's also my partner in life. Jeremy is our CFO. And so we are going to be speaking about our Capital DR strategy. Here's the breakdown, guys. You can take a look. We have a VIP experience that is selling out very quickly. Get your tickets now. We're talking about cash flow, appreciation, deflationary assets, protection with life insurance, and how we use leverage and how to de-risk to beat the hurdle rate. Okay, this is a badass experience, guys. So we got the VIP event. You have a private dinner with an intimate group. We're going to be breaking down my strategies, pulling back the curtain, and then the open event is a phenomenal event. It's pretty intimate as well. We have our own conference center here in our ecosystem. We have a gym next door. We have our filming studios here, and we have our beautiful conference center that we built. And it's very intimate, guys. So you're going to meet a lot of really cool people. It's amazing. So we have the in-person. Here are the tickets down below. We'll show you guys where it's at. Boom, boom, boom. You can choose your experience, right? You can do general admission, which is going to get you in Saturday. We have the VIP event. Actually, it is selling out. This is an actual, and this is real time. So it's getting very, very close to selling out. This is selling fast. But if you can't make it, or we have people all over the world, you can join the live stream for $199. And you also get the digital assets that go along with it. So I will see you at the Freedom Conference 2026. All right, so let's dive right in. Oh, and just so you know how to get there, if you're watching this on social media, my socials, click the link, and then you'll see it in my little link tree thing there. If you're watching this on YouTube, just click the description of this video and get your tickets now. All right, so what does Coach JV do? Coach JV, why am I talking to myself in like third person? I focus on macro and microeconomics. I have zero emotion about this stuff. Zero. Okay. What I reserve my emotions for is God and my family and my ecosystem. These investments are just part of the ecosystem that I have to provide resources. Okay. Everything changes, everything evolves. Okay. I'm not married to these assets. I'm not tribal about XRP. I'm not tribal about Bitcoin. I'm not attached to these things, because when you get attached to these things and you become tribal, okay, you put blinders on and you can't see the forest through the trees. So I'm extremely diversified. I'm extremely focused, and I'm getting really consolidated. And I'll explain this. Okay. I'm very open and honest with you guys. So I had a very immature portfolio in 2020. I was trying to catch the hype. I thought XRP was going to 520, 589, excuse me. I had all these cryptocurrencies. I was trying to catch 100 here, 500 there. It doesn't work. I got extremely consolidated over the past 5 years, and I'm going to really consolidate. This is just what I'm going to do by 2029, going into 2030. I'm going to consolidate my crypto. I'm very consolidated in insurance, and then I'm obsessed with cash generating dividends, and I have my businesses. So I built an ecosystem that generates cash flow. It has massive amounts of protection layered into it to include trust, insurance, right? Then from there, I buy assets that are deflationary. I'm all about beating inflation, guys. If you don't beat inflation, everybody thinks they're growing their investments. You lost 24% of your purchasing power from 2020 to 2024. If your investment grew 8%, you lost money. You didn't grow your investment, since you're playing this game of beating inflation. Okay, at 2 to 3% every single 2 to 3% inflation every year, you lose in 35 years, you lose half of your purchasing power. It's not that things are getting more expensive, as money is becoming worth less. It's not backed by anything, guys. So there's your first hint. That's how I make my decisions on investments, not on hype, not on hopium, not on price predictions, on what's going to beat inflation. You could use gold, you can use silver, you can use XRP, you can use Bitcoin. I'll share with you what I do. So C in capital DR is cash flow. I'm obsessed with cash flow. Okay. Income and cash flow are different. I have income coming in from my businesses that I scaled from the last bull run. Okay. Income, I turn it into cash flow. That's income. I have trade time for money. Okay. I have 6 companies where I'm actively managing the companies. I move it into passive, true passive income. I take 10% of my income and I put it into cash generating dividends. I operate in high risk, high return dividends. And you'll hear me say de-risk, de-risk, de-risk. Okay. I make sure that I de-risk as fast as possible, and then I make sure I get to house money. So 10% goes into dividends. The rest of the income goes into assets outside of debts and non-negotiables. Okay. I run lean and mean. So I take the rest of that and I buy more assets. My assets that are growing over time, I'm heavy in cryptocurrency. I love assets that have fixed supply. Hence Bitcoin, 21 million, XRP, 100 billion. It's deflationary because of its nature. So those feel really good to me, and it makes a lot of sense to me, and I understand them. I'm an ex-banker. I understand XRP's utility, and I understand Bitcoin scarcity. Works for me. I like it. No emotion. Okay. So I use that to store my family's wealth. Some people use gold, and I have silver as well. Okay. Within my assets, let me be very clear. Let me walk it through and I'll go back and share with you my top assets. When my assets appreciate, we're going to put Bitcoin into leverage. When they appreciate, okay, I pull 50% off the table. Hell yeah, I pull profits. I think it's ridiculous. We're in this to grow, because you need to build a kingdom. You don't want to be just the vertical in one strategy. What if one vertical gets taken out? Okay. So I take money off the table. I stuff it into cash value life insurance. The reason why cash value life insurance gets a bad rap is these agents are selling it as these supercharged retirement plans. They're not retirement plans. They cannot be sold as retirement plans. They are insurance. Okay. There's cost of insurance. If they're not structured properly, if they're not funded properly, they need cash in them. You need to put cash in them. Agents set these up and they're like a set it and forget it. No, these are like Lamborghinis. You got to drive these things. It's like a bank, a family bank. Because of tax code 7702A, we can borrow against life insurance tax-free at very low hurdle rates. So imagine borrowing at 5% with no liquidation risk. And guess what I can do with that money? Richest man in Babylon. I can buy more cash flow. I can buy more assets. So for example, if I took a loan off my $100,000 in my cash value, I take 100 grand at 5%. What's my hurdle rate? That's $5,000 for the year. That's it. That's the interest. If I bought Bitcoin and I just held it for 5 years and it appreciates, right, from $100,000 up to $750,000 over the next 5 years, I pay the loan off. I literally have free Bitcoin. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm borrowing to buy assets. Most people are borrowing to become poor. That's called leverage, L. Okay, so we got cash flow, appreciation, protection, leverage. Key, do not leverage your digital assets. 10-10-2025, write that down, 19 billion in liquidation. Do not do leverage trading. Okay. Don't try to become, unless you're like a professional trader, most day traders I know get wrecked. There are very good people that do very, very good trading, but you have to devote your life to that. So if you're some dude on, you got a job and a full time, you're like, oh, I'm going to be a day trader you got to devote your life to that, guys. And you got to be very, very good. You got to be really succinct, and it's going to take a lot of time. Okay. Become a dividend investor, buy dividend stocks, true passive income. Okay. So let me reframe all this. Okay. So let's go back to cash flow, assets, protection, leverage, and then de-risk, de-risk. I de-risk from my high risk dividends. I de-risk every time I get paid. This Saturday, my payments will come in from dividends, passive, boom, right into Bitcoin XRP, boom, right into Bitcoin XRP, because there's NAV erosion on my dividends. The NAV erosion, I'm crushing it because I'm going into assets that are going to exponentially grow over time. So if I make it 14 months on the high risk dividends, I'm in house money now. Okay. So let's go into my assets. My top assets are XRP by a long shot, company and personally. Bitcoin. Okay. Number 3 is Solana. Number 4 is WLFI, not WFI, WLFI, World Liberty Financial's DeFi platform. Okay. Next is, I keep mixing these up. Sorry, XLM, HBAR, and VeChain. Those are my top. I'm going to be consolidating into XRP. Bitcoin is my store of value like gold. Okay. Solana, WFI are going to be my top 4. I'm going to really consolidate. I think WFI will probably pop into my top 3. Okay. I get very convicted on things and I stick with it. I just keep it simple. It works way better, guys. And I just started getting exposure on the stock side to American Bitcoin, ABTC. Sorry, I mumble. ABTC, American Bitcoin. So here's my thesis on this. XRP, I own the rails, the payment rails. Bitcoin, I own the digital gold. WFI, I own a piece of the new decentralized platform and one of the fastest growing stablecoins, and the president's writing the rules. American Bitcoin, ABTC on the stock side, I now own the picks and shovels. I have the picks and shovels, I have the gold, I have the payment rails, and I have the new bank. That's my thesis. That's how winning is done. Okay. Think of Robert Kiyosaki. He owns the gold and he owns the picks and shovels. I'm just doing it in the digital world. That's my thesis and that's my thought. That's how I pick things, and that's what I do as I stick with it. And then I'll leave you with this. Disciple is discipline. And I just stick with it and I feed it. It's a machine. I dollar cost average every day. I buy new dividends every single Monday when I get dividends from my company. It's a religious, there is no variance for my strategy. Okay. I have what's called an FU account. When that account is full, I F off. So if you see my lifestyle change, that is in my FU account. That is FU money that does not affect my family's legacy. My job as a man and your job as head of household is to be disciplined spiritually, physically, and financially. That's your job. That is your purpose. And that's how winning is done. It's not done on hype. It's not done on trying to chase what the next influencer is selling you in regards to the next top token. Trust me, it's not going to work. That's why you're seeing influencers get frustrated. They're I don't want to do the content anymore. It's boring. It's you see them, like you can see the mood shift, guys. You can see the mood shift, but then when it gets bullish, oh, and then they're real consistent with their content. And that's in general. You'll see people's total mood shift with the markets. That's how you get wrecked. Warren Buffett buys good companies at a fair price. Everybody's like, he went into Google and Alphabet because it's a good company at a fair price. There's no emotion. He's not looking at the bear and bull market charting. He's just like, good company, fair price. And there's a lot of deep analysis that goes into that. Charlie Munger, one of the, these are my greatest mentors. I watch videos about him all the time. God rest his soul. And, big shout out to Warren. Like he did his last investor meeting. I watched the whole thing. He's like, listen, I went to banking school, CBA. I was in the banking. It's like all these charts and like chart smarts, it's like, is it a good company? Ripple's a really good company. XRP is a great technology. I believe in it. Okay. I look at WFI. That's a speculative risk. That's a really speculative risk. That would be one of my most speculative risk. you know. But if I was a betting man, I'm like, Trump, Steve Witkoff, writing the rules, man. Their boys are running the bank, WFI. Eric Trump steps off and makes American Bitcoin, the picks and shovels. They're the fastest growing stablecoin in history, USD1. What I mean by historical growth, not the biggest stablecoin. Trump sends Bo Hines, brings in Tether to America. Interesting. I'm like, yeah, let's own the rails. Let's own the new bank. Let's own the picks and shovels. And let's own the digital gold. And let's get back to touching grass, kicking ass, and spending time with our family. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Let's go.